Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. I'm your host Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at McFarlane Toys' The Walking Dead Series 2, Shane Walsh. Now, it's a little funny I'm actually reviewing this figure, because if you remember back in episode 2 when I reviewed The Walking Dead Series 2, Rick Grimes and RV Zombie, I said that I was kind of on the fence about Shane, and I didn't know whether or not I was going to pick him up. I probably wouldn't, but only time would tell if I caved. Well, as you can see, I did cave. I am weak. I need help. No, that's actually not the case. There were several reasons why I didn't want to pick this guy up, and then a few reasons why I did, and we'll get into those once we get the guy open and out of the package. But real quick, I won't say much about the package other than I did get this guy at Toys R Us, and as you can see, he's in the more horizontal package where he kind of overlays the logo, which is kind of neat when you look at it in the package. And it's more horizontal. It's different from the GameStop version of these packages or the Walmart version of these packages, where they're a little more tall and vertical, a little more slender. I actually prefer the smaller packaging. For me, less is more, but you know, that's just personal preference. We'll take a look at the back real quick, and you can see where it just has the other figures in the series, RV Zombie and Rick Grimes, which you've already looked at, and Bicycle Girl, which I can promise you I won't be getting. There are no surprises there. I won't be picking that figure up. I may get the Well Zombie eventually down the road. So that's going to about do it for the package. Let's get this guy open and out of the package and see what the pluses and the minuses are. Okay, now here we have Shane open and out of this package, looking pretty tough. So why was I on the fence about this guy in the first place? Well, I got to tell you, when I first heard about McFarlane Toys adding Shane to the lineup, I think it was sometime last year around Toy Fair, when they first showed off Shane. He was just mentioned on a card, and the little write-up said, Series 2 featuring Shane Walsh in his police gear, tactical gear, and newly buzzed haircut. So at the time, I don't think I had finished season 2, so I didn't know about, spoiler, Shane losing his mind and going crazy and shaving all his hair off. So I didn't quite know about that yet, but I guess I just assumed that the Shane that we were going to get was the Shane that we had come to know. He's got on like his, police outfit, probably dirty t-shirt, tactical belt was what I was kind of thinking, like his police gear belt. And some various weapons. That's kind of what I was expecting when I first heard about this character. And then when I actually saw the prototype, and I saw that this was the Shane we were getting, the one that looks like sort of like a cross between a monkey and a escaped prisoner, I guess just initially I was just a little disappointed. Yeah, there we go. Let's get his head turned around a little bit so maybe you can see him this way a little bit. Yeah, I was just a little bummed that this was the Shane that we were getting. So that was like the first thing that put me off about this figure, and then came the head sculpt, which I'm not sure if McFarlane uses some of that technology that Hasbro employs, the 3D scanning tooling technology, or if everything at McFarlane Toys is done by hand. If it's all hand tooling, I'm not sure. But let's get in here pretty close on this guy. Really and truly, this does not look like Joe Bernthal, who plays Shane. Not even a little bit. Like, not a little bit at all. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand. Yeah, so the head sculpt and the accuracy of the head sculpt, for me, was like the next big selling point of why I was kind of like on the fence about getting this guy. The other reasons, as you're seeing now, came from, I'd seen a couple reviews online about him having a hard time standing up on his own. And as you saw, I just had a little bit of trouble, but like right out of the package, the guy was able to stand up on his own. So that was a little bit of concern, but luckily, mine out of the package, no concerns, he does stand up. I guess the other big reason was that McFarlane with this line has sort of adopted this new articulated system. It's now infamous. Not too many people like it. It's these very exposed joints, these very very visible ratcheting articulation points, and those are pretty much visible on all figures in this line, except for Shane. It doesn't make any sense. Like you'll notice none of those visible joints are here. As a matter of fact, you really only get a few articulation points. Both arms are on, as you can see, a cut joint at both shoulders. You do get the head is. I don't know if the head's on a ball joint. Maybe it is, but it's really tight. You don't get a lot of... Yeah, I guess it is, because you do get some up and down motion here. You do get full range of motion at the hips. He does go all the way around. And then you get some cut joints at the top of the thighs, which are basically useless, because if you put him in his legs in any other position, he won't stand. They do make it to where you can supposedly can raise. Sorry, I'm having to reach over the camera. You can put him in this position, and I guess that looks much better, actually, than his previous stance. So you can get him in a gun lowered, head lowered kind of pose, gun up, head up kind of pose. So he's not that bad on articulation. It's just that he's not articulated like the rest of the figures in the line. So that's an issue. I guess really and truly, the only reason that put me over the fence and the reason I decided to pick this guy up was basically because when I stop and think about it, I mean, McFarlane has already released images for Wave 3. It's going to be Merle and Michonne and her two armless zombie slaves. And even another zombie. They are the star of this line. And so, there's not another Shane coming quickly. So basically for me, it was like, I don't see the point of McFarlane going back at this point and giving us the Shane like in the police outfit with the curly hair, sticking out under the police ball cap. I don't really see a point in them going back and doing that now. So more than likely, this is the only Shane we're going to be getting from this line. And so for that reason and that reason alone, I decided to go and pick this guy up. So while, he doesn't look that great on his own, I think he is a better part of a whole if you were to add in... I knew that was going to happen. So let's add in Daryl from Series 1. We've got Shane. And then let's even throw in Rick from Series 2. Right there. That group doesn't look so bad, does it? So he may not be that great of a figure on his own, but he is a better part of a whole. I'm not even going to get into the articulation in Daryl's arms. It's beyond me. So we're just going to leave that alone. So I would say that if you're a fan of the Walking Dead TV show and a fan of action figures and McFarlane figures, this is probably a safe bet for you. And like I said, he does look like a better part of a whole when facing, off the zombie horde with the rest of his survivor buddies here. So let's get them out of the way. Give you one last shot of Shane getting ready to dispatch RV Zombie. Oh, now we're going to have problems standing him up. Okay. He's been a hero this whole day, and now... Oh, are you kidding me? See? There we go. So, RV Zombie versus Shane. Who wins? You guys decide. And I think that's going to about do it for us today here on Video Transmission. I'm your host, Mark, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, like it, comment, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check us out at facebook.com/ungrownups, or just hit us up at the ungrownups.com. Actually, that's just ungrownups.com. And check out our podcast that's new every 2 weeks, or you can hit us up on iTunes and find us there. Thanks a lot.